Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things across the way this morning. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We do the show from the Jarrett Construction Studios. Right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show a service of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street, Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store. Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street, Charleston. Visit bestmastertailor.com. We are loaded up this morning. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango is going to be stopping by. It's been a while since we've had any news about the Kanawha County Judicial Annex. Well, we're going to get into that with the commish coming up a little bit later on. FestivAll is underway in Charleston. We'll talk about that. Plus some pickleball is about to be played in Nitro. And in addition to this world-class pickleball event with some of the top players in the world coming in, they're also going to cut the ribbon on the new indoor pickleball complex there. So we're going to get into all that. Plus your calls and texts are welcome too. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to a concept this morning of something called Wonderschools. And, we all hear about the crisis that we have in our daycares, centers, in West Virginia, really around the country, but especially here in West Virginia. We're known for having the lowest workforce participation rate in America. And sadly, one of the reasons we have that, one of the reasons is the fact that we don't have quality, childcare. People got nothing to do with the kids. So there's some folks that are trying to work on that situation. I want to bring in Jason Moss to the show. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So what are we talking about this morning? Give us this whole concept of what you folks are doing. We'll get into the particulars later, but give us the overall view of this concept of what you're trying to do.
As you just said, West Virginia has a child care crisis. There's 65% of the state's residents are in a child care desert, and the labor workforce participation rate is 54.8%. That's the lowest in the country. And it points to sort of the lack of available child care and affordable child care as a reason for that crisis. What I mean is that, we've got to figure out how to ensure that there's more available child care so that parents don't need to reduce their hours. They don't need to leave the workforce, and they can stay and work. And so Wonderschools has been asked by the state to come in to help to address this problem. And one of the ways we're doing it is through something very innovative called TriShare.
All right. Break that down for us. TriShare. I love the titles, Wonderschools and TriShare. I love the titles.
TriShare is a great concept. It's basically saying that the way to make childcare more accessible is if you share the cost three ways between an employer, the state of West Virginia, and the employee. Okay. And so that's the gist. It's free for businesses, and the way that it works is an employer would say, I am invested in this particular employee. I'm going to help contribute towards a portion of their child care costs, whatever amount that employer decides. The state is then going to match that amount on a sliding scale, and then the employee pays the difference.
It's a very interesting concept. Go ahead and continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. And Wonderschool is sort of kind of the technology in the background that makes it super easy for employers to do it and makes sure that the providers are, getting paid on time so that they can continue to operate their businesses.
So how much work has gone into this, and what does it take to put together, Jason, a model like this?
Well, the model itself originated in Michigan a few years ago, and it has since also, we now see it happening in Kentucky, North Carolina. So the model is there. Our job is to work with the Small Business Development Center and a variety of different partners around the state, the Chamber of Commerce, the Charleston Area Alliance, et cetera, to figure out how do we take that model and adapt it here to West Virginia. And so we've just started to do this. We're just starting to put sort of all the pieces in place. But it is live, and we are bringing on our first employers and our first providers, and the first employees are benefiting from those contributions and those matching funds. They're benefiting right now.
Talking again with Jason Moss. Let's get back to this term childcare deserts. As I said at the top, Jason, we've you hear that term thrown out there a lot, and I don't think, it's easy for us. I'm sitting in a studio in Charleston, West Virginia right now. And those that are listening to us primarily in the Kanawha Valley, we don't have enough childcare, but we do okay here. Okay. I mean, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Maybe I'm wrong, but you start getting into some of these other areas of the state of West Virginia, some of the smaller counties, and I'm not going to pick on any, but I'm just throwing some of the small counties out there, maybe a Wirt County or a Clay County or some of these other counties. I'm going to go ahead and imagine that that's kind of where you're looking at when you talk about child care deserts.
Yeah, that's you're exactly right. I mean, a child care desert is where the need for care far exceeds the available providers. And here's the challenge, is that it's often a very unrealistic solution to say we're going to build a brand new center in these communities. There's just, the cost is too high. The population density is too low. But what you can do, what's often overlooked as a very creative solution, is what's called family childcare or in-home childcare. And that's where entrepreneurial individuals say, hey, I can open up where I live and run a childcare program in my house. And it's all licensed. It follows state regulations, et cetera. But it is a much easier way, faster way to create childcare. It helps individuals work and earn a great living, and it can be very targeted to those areas where childcare is needed most. And part of what Wonderschool is also doing in the state, not only launching the TriShare program I mentioned, but we're also sort of working locally to help to create more in-home family childcare.
It's a fascinating concept. I mean, it really is. And when you talk about West Virginia's low workforce participation, invariably somebody will reach out to me. I'll get a text or something like that, and somebody will say something to the effect of, well, we're also the oldest state in the nation. And I completely understand that. But usually when you're talking about low workforce participation, Jason, you're talking about able-bodied people that just for one reason or another don't work, child care is an issue, whatever. That's what we're talking about here primarily, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we want it for those individuals. We want to eliminate the very painful decision to say, hey, I would love to be working, but the economics don't make sense for me to work or for me to stay at my job because I have to deal with childcare. I have to have a solution in place. And so if through TriShare and creating more in-home programs, we can eliminate or reduce that very painful decision. That's a win for everybody. That's a win for the parents. That's a win for those providers because they're going to see more business. It's a win for employers because it helps them to recruit talent. It helps them to retain talent. And that's a win for the state.
A quick reminder here, vaccines are your best protection against severe disease from flu and COVID-19. If you're 65 or older, risk less, do more with this season's vaccines. Get started, vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. All right, I'm going to give you a scenario here, Jason, okay? I am going to start, I have a company, and off the top of my head, we're going to call it Jones & Jones. That's the name of the company, okay? I want to get involved in this. I need people. And what I'm hearing when I interview people is I would love to take the job, but I can't do it because childcare is an issue. As an employer, what can take us through the process of how that would work? Because it's multifaceted, as you said. So take us through. I'm an employer. Lay it out for us. How does it work?
Yeah, I'm at Jones & Jones, and what I'm going to do is say, all right, for my employees, I'm going to let them know that I'm going to contribute $100, $200 a month towards their child care. And the state is going to match that based on that family's annual household income. And therefore, that individual is now going to be saving $200, $300, $400 a month on their child care, which over the course of a year is very significant. So that's the promise and the commitment that Jones & Jones can make to employees or future employees, people they're trying to recruit. Operationally, it's as simple as going to wonderschool.com/West-Virginia-TriShare, and it is a very quick application process. You essentially fill out a brief application. You let us know that you want to participate. We follow up with you. We then ask you to let us know what employees and how much you're going to contribute per month. We validate with them the household income. We talk to the provider where the child will be going. We get them signed up, and then we set up that there's a monthly essentially debit made, and it's as easy as that. You can then sort of step back and know that your employee or employees are being benefited through this program.
It's fascinating. It's a fascinating concept, and I was doing some reading about it last night. A fascinating concept and a fascinating business model. We're going to have you on again to talk about this a little bit more at another time, but give us that website again for more information right now.
Yep. It's Wonderschool.com/West-Virginia-TriShare. Or you can Google search West Virginia TriShare, and it'll be probably the first thing that comes up.
All right. Hey, Jason, fascinating stuff. I appreciate you being here. We'll talk soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan. With more than $20 billion recovered, they believe when you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. We're going to talk a little pickleball and Nitro coming up in a bit. Also, Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango will stop by. FestivAll is going on in Charleston. We'll get to that in just a bit. The Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just build us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Serving Kanawha and Putnam counties for over 60 years, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood every day. With the summer heat ahead, now is the time to schedule your home HVAC system cool check. If you need a new system and received a quote from another company, give Mullen a chance to take a free second look. Right now, Mullen is offering 0% financing on select new Rheem home cooling systems. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. To schedule your appointment, visit online at mullenplumbing.com or call 304-744-3221.
At Garib Dental Group, we love to see your smile. Take proactive steps towards optimal oral health with our comprehensive preventive care services. Our team of experienced doctors at 6 convenient locations is passionate about keeping your smile healthy and bright. From regular checkups and cleanings to advanced treatment, we are here to prevent dental issues before they start. Visit GaribDentalGroup.com to learn more and experience personalized care tailored to your needs. Garib Dental Group, where your smile receives the care it deserves.
Welcome back to the show. 922. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Their lead paint inspection risk assessment services are designed to identify and to assess the presence of lead-based paint in buildings and other structures using a 3-phase approach of inspection, sampling, and lab analysis, and an assessment report. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can't hurt you. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Unrelated to anything we've talked about, but that's okay. Text says, Dave, can we squeeze into the show the fact that Donald Trump initiated the Qatar plane transfer? Yes, Magas, the bribe plane money pit was Trump's idea. Also, can we squeeze into the show that the main reason the stock market is up because of the taco strategy for tariffs? You had me at taco. With taco standing for Trump always chickens out, the circus never fails to entertain. Text says the state of West Virginia is the taxpayers. Is it really the responsibility of the taxpayers to raise someone else's kids? Well, they're raising them anyway, regardless. All right, let's talk about FestivAll. Mallory Richards is here. How you doing, Mallory?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Now, you kind of got, you're the face, the voice of FestivAll as of right now, but you kind of stepped up to the plate as an interim director. Is that right?
Not interim director, but interim marketing and production specialist. Brittany Javins stepped up as the interim CEO.
I got you.
But yeah, we're working with Kate, who is our full-time employee at FestivAll right now, to present our 21st year of events here in Charleston.
All right, let's talk about what we got going on because you're already underway.
We are.
What has already happened and what's to come?
Last night, we kicked everything off with our speaker series, 3 Things, which is 3 guests talking about their first, favorite, and future as professionals.
I actually did that last year, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
It's so fun. It was rainy, but the sky's clear.
You did it at Capitol Market?
Yeah,
okay.
Ann Magnuson was there, Jason Young, and Nalita Sanchez. We had a great time. But that was our first event that kicked everything off, and that was celebrating the 10th year of 3 Things. So 10 seasons under our belt as part of FestivAll. Tonight, we will continue everything with a community drum circle down at Haddad Riverfront Park at 6 p.m. And we also have a cool thing called Live Music Bingo, thanks to Arts Amplified here in Charleston, which will start at 7 p.m. at 5th Street Brewing. And Shane Mead will be the performer there tonight.
So give us the whole concept behind FestivAll. I mean, because we hear it's one of those things in Charleston, along with Regatta, and then we got all these things going on. You hear it thrown out there. But what was the concept behind FestivAll?
The concept behind FestivAll, so a few heavy hitters here, Larry Gross being one of them, who you all are probably familiar with through Mountain Stage. Danny Jones and Vic Grigoracci, they all got together and said, hey, we need something like Spoleto, which is in Charleston, South Carolina. It's a major arts festival, multi-day, multimedia, everything you could possibly imagine. And they wanted to build that up here in Charleston, West Virginia. And so they thought that, wine and jazz was happening. Mm-hmm. They built everything around that. And they wanted to create this event where everyone could access the arts, maybe not necessarily in a building, but outside for free. So it's accessible to everyone. And it grew from a 3-day festival all the way to a 15-day festival on our 15th year. But now that we're now that we're approaching our 21st year, we're scaling things back to go back to the basics and really focus on what FestivAll does well. And
I love the fact when you talk about the arts, again, that there's various ways for people to enjoy arts, and you're not necessarily going to look at it in a quote unquote museum. No, there's anything wrong with that, but you're actually outside for the most part, and you're actually being able to take part in all these things.
Yeah, live music, theater, dance. You are able to enjoy those in theaters, and we do have ticketed events when you go into the Clay Center, which is a state-of-the-art performance center. Yeah. Or you can walk down the carriage trail and enjoy those same things in a much different atmosphere.
Talking to Mallory Richards about FestivAll, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Hudson's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and an order of cinnamon bites, $20.99. Eat in, pick up, or get delivery by going to Hudson'sPizza.com. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Mallory. What's your favorite part?
Part of FestivAll?
FestivAll, yeah.
I may be biased because I've been the producer of this thing for a while, but it's the Capitol Street Art Fair. Mm-hmm. It's one of the biggest events of FestivAll, and we have artists from all over, both locally, regionally, out of state, that come in. We have over 65 artists that will join us this year. There's live music and performance stages at the Children's Art Fair by the library, also in front of Taylor Books, roaming street performers. It's a very all-encompassing FestivAll experience.
Well, for what it's worth, someone just texted and said that's their favorite part too.
Oh, awesome. We love that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And for the people, I mean, let's talk about, I'm the ultimate capitalist. I'm always talking about money and bringing people in. We just came off of the bike event in Charleston, which was absolutely huge. We got Regatta coming up this weekend. Among the other things, we got a bunch of people. I know it's not Charleston, but it's the Kanawha Valley. We got all these people, which we're going to talk about in our next segment, coming in from literally all over the country for this pickleball event in Nitro. We got the Charlie West Music Festival going on. I mean, the thing I like about all these things, and I know it's all about art, okay, but it also puts heads in beds, and it also puts money in the till.
You took the words out of my mouth. Heads in beds. FestivAll has an annual average income, or what am I trying to say here? $1.8 million.
Economic impact.
Our impact is $1.8 million, which is over double our budget. So if you're thinking about money coming in to us to produce these things and money coming into the city to enjoy these things, it's well worth your dime if you are a supporter of FestivAll.
And it looks like, at least today, we're going to get a little bit of a break in all this rain that we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, we're just trying to get people into Charleston, because I don't know if you followed this story or not, but there was, and I understand it's getting better. There was a traffic issue coming on I-64 into Charleston today. I drove over it literally because there was gravel all over the interstate. And I thought to myself, okay, well, there's gravel. And I'm like, and I'm driving over it.
Oh my.
But they did shut down the interstate for a while because of that. But I do believe that they're starting to get back to normal. That's what I heard Jeff say on the news. And we are going to get a little bit of a break, they tell us, from the rain today. But It looks like tomorrow we got more rain back in the forecast. So where is the best place though for people to learn more and get, and then, because there's so many things, Mallory, that are going on? What's the best spot to go to so people can just get a schedule?
The best spot to get the schedule is online at festivallcharleston.com, which is Festival with 2 L's. You can also go to one of your local businesses, Taylor Books, 5th Street Brewing. They all have our printed schedules where everything is in there. I will say the drum circle tonight at 6 p.m. used to be at Slack Plaza, but we had to change the location there. It'll be at Haddad Riverfront Park tonight.
Also, don't want to forget that we have Live on the Levee.
Live on the Levee. Oh, yeah, we're so excited. No BS Brass Band, so incredible. Magnolia Boulevard, their bluegrass band, and No BS Brass Band is obviously a giant brass band, lots of high energy. It's a great time.
We also have this schedules available here in our studios, I am told, from sales weasel extraordinaire Bobby Spry.
I did see those upstairs.
At 1111 Virginia Street. You can stop by our studio during business hours and pick one up if you'd like to. Before we let you go, I want to talk about the buy-in from the businesses here in Charleston, because without the businesses getting involved in this and saying, we love this, it ain't happening. Talk about that.
So FestivAll is a group effort. Teamwork makes the dream work. We get support from everyone all over the city. And like I said, our economic impact is pretty large compared to what we are spending on our end. I've talked to a few local businesses on Capitol Street. They say that during FestivAll, they sometimes make more money during FestivAll than they do during the holiday season. Wow. So especially with the Capitol Street Art Fair, people are spending time downtown. They're not just going to our events, but they're also visiting these businesses.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, we've got schedules available here. They're available online. You guys do a great job with your social media as well. So get involved and enjoy FestivAll.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being here. It is 29 minutes away from 10. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text 304-935-500. We have the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Jute, J-O-O-T Security Systems. Visit protectedbyjute.com or follow them on Facebook. We'll take the break just a little bit early. We're going to talk some pickleball coming up here momentarily. And also, Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango will stop by. It's the Dave Allen Show on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
Retirement is more than a dream. It's a destination. Yet the journey can feel uncertain. At 4th Avenue Financial, they guide you with expertise and care. They help you navigate the questions. Am I on the right track? Or how do I ensure lasting income? Tailoring plans to your unique vision. They bring peace of mind to your retirement journey. Trust in their experience, proven through every market's ebb and flow. 4th Avenue Financial. Retirement done right. Get started at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through Jenny B. Cole Financial Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny B. Cole Advisors Incorporated.
Earn more with 4 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 4%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by one of the 8 Poca Valley Bank locations today. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield, subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
According to Feeding America, over 7 million seniors nationwide were food insecure in 2022. West Virginia is no different. Hi, I'm Jason, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. For 113 years, Union Mission has focused on helping people in need. Right now, our senior citizens need our help. That is why Union Mission is partnering with local senior living facilities to get food delivered directly to those in need. Will you help us reach more seniors? Visit unionmission.com to learn more.
Looking to buy or sell U.S. coins or currency, or need an appraisal on a coin collection? The Coin Man in St. Albans has been established since 2009, and he's the area's expert in currency. Whether you're buying or selling coins and coin accessories, he's got you covered. But that's not all. He also deals in select antiques and glassware. Visit the Coin Man today at 2412 Kanawha Terrace in St. Albans and discover treasures that transcend time. The Coin Man, where every coin tells a story.
Welcome back to the show. 26 minutes away from 10. Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-500. I do have a couple of news notes here before we continue with the show, and you can read more about these at wvmetronews.com. The Supreme Court has affirmed the murder conviction of Joshua Phillips. He was the guy that shot Charleston police officer Cassie Johnson in December of 2020. Phillips was claiming self-defense. The Supreme Court of Appeals disagreed, and we're going to talk to Attorney General J.B. McCuskey about that on Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and myself, powered by Salango Law, coming up at noon today. Also, this bizarre shooting story from the Sheets in Kanawha City early Tuesday morning got a little bit more bizarre yesterday as 18-year-old Jacob Fields of Charleston has seen the charges of wanton endangerment and involuntary manslaughter upgraded to first-degree murder. That story posted at wvmetronews.com, and Kanawha County Prosecuting Attorney Deb Rusnick will join Meadows and Wilson on Talkline during the 10 o'clock hour to discuss it. Text says, the one texter asked, why is it society's responsibility, also known as taxpayers, to raise someone else's child? Probably claims to be Christian. Imagine if we as a society just let children suffer because their parents are crappy and we're too stingy to use taxes to help them. Let's talk a little pickleball. We transition from one to the other. Johnny Rutherford is here from Metro 911. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Hey, you're retired now, right?
I am retired. I'm still helping Metro out with the pickleball tournament. We've got some great pros in and a great tournament coming up.
All right. So what are you doing other than playing pickleball in your retirement?
I got a great wife, and we spend a lot of time taking walks, a little bit of golf, and taking care of family.
How long were you there?
Well, I was with the county for 46 years.
Yeah, in various roles, sheriff and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I was sheriff for 30-some years, and I was with Metro for 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready for this big pickleball event in Nitro, and you've been on several times over the last couple of years talking about this, and to use the advertising cliche, it does get bigger and better every year.
It's great. The Nitro has done a great job. They put a great facility in for us. I have a lot of team people that help us put this tournament on. It's grown every year. We're up to almost 300 people this year. We got some great pros coming in. It's just great. And one thing we want to make sure I want to say before we get started here is it's free. We have some great players, some of the best in the country and the world coming to play. And we want to make sure people come down enjoy themselves, walk around and watch us play. It's really exciting.
And pickleball itself, I mean, again, people have heard you talking about it, and we're going to talk to some pros that are here, but describe pickleball to people that may not understand it completely.
I'm going to let Susannah handle that.
Okay, Susannah
she is the pro, and she has been playing. She's great at this.
All right, Susannah Barr, and you've been on the show before, but you were always on the phone. This is the first time I think we've had you in person, I think.
Yes, yeah. Right. Last year, I called in from Idaho, which is where I live. But now we're here. We're going to be running some clinics today and then obviously playing this weekend. But yeah, pickleball is a combination of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. I heard one person say once it was like you're playing ping pong, but you're standing on the table.
Okay, which is generally frowned upon in most establishments. Now we have Dominic Catalano. Did I pronounce that right? Dominic, let's. What's your love of pickleball? What's your story? What's your story?
Oh, gosh. So I've been in pickleball for 24 years now. I started in pickleball in 2001. I was a high school PE and health teacher in the suburbs of Chicago. But I also, too, live in Boise, Idaho now. And I work for the Association of Pickleball Players, the APP Professional Pickleball Tour. I do the commentary and work with ESPN and CBS Sports as the color analyst for those networks and for the Pro Tour.
So how does one prepare I've done some play-by-play and color commentary on various sports. I've never done pickleball. How do you imagine the preparation is about the same, isn't it? What you got to do?
It's pretty much the same. I have had pros ask me if I would step away from my iPad so that they could see my scouting reports on players, and I refuse to do that. But pretty much the exact same thing. I prep the same. I watch a lot of pickleball when I'm not on the venue or on site. So I have a lot of notes and a lot of scouting reports on probably over 200 players.
I want to talk about, if we could, the growth of pickleball and how it has become so popular. Johnny and I have been talking about this for the last couple of years, and Sarah, I mean, I don't know, but there has been a sport or an activity, or for some people it's a hobby, for you guys it's your life, that has grown as quickly as what pickleball has. I mean, people just can't get enough of it.
That's true. I mean, it's easy to learn. It's hard to master, but it's just a lot of fun. And I think that's the biggest appeal is you can go out and play with your grandparents. You can play with your friends. You laugh a lot. Now, there might not be as much laughing in a tournament. Yeah. People are there to win and do their best. But overall, it's just a really fun game. And it's just a great way to be social and healthy and get some exercise. And so, we love it. We've been playing for a long time, and we still love it.
And Nitro has just done such a great job, John, in kind of becoming the pickleball capital of not only of West Virginia, but I mean, literally, man. I mean, like this, probably this part of the country.
They've done a great job. It's covered 9 great courts indoor, some outdoor courts. We have people coming from 15 different states to play in this tournament this year. So it's encompassing the area outside of West Virginia and all the way to Idaho. And we have quite a few pros coming in this year from all over the country.
And you always are really good. And Sarah, I know you've done this in the past about offering these clinics where you. I mean, it's not. And John and I talked about it, I think when you were on the phone with us last year, we said this is the equivalent to saying I want to be a golfer. And I'm taking lessons a few years ago from Tiger Woods. I'm gonna learn basketball, and I'm gonna learn it from Michael Jordan, or I'm gonna learn it from LeBron or somebody like that.
We call Susannah the Michael Jordan of pickleball.
That's a pretty big title, Susannah. You good with that?
I mean, it's kind of become an ongoing joke, and part of the joke is it the MJ? So is it Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson? We don't really know, but no, it's super fun. Last year, you guys made me a huge banner, and it's hanging in my garage. I have to see it every day when I drive in, the Michael Jordan or the MJ of pickleball.
I put it up the day we moved in.
But no, I mean, yeah, we love coaching, and so we're excited to be able to come back here and share some of our knowledge with the players and just help grow everybody as players. And we try to make it a lot of fun as well. And then we'll be around to, the players that take our clinic, we'll be there watching their matches all weekend too, putting a little pressure on them.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Tonight, the Birds entertaining High Point, another Thirsty Thursday with $1 beers and water starting at 5:30. For more, visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com or check out their social media. So when you are instructing these people? What are some of the things, either one of you, because I know you do this as well, what are some of the things that, how does that work? I mean, do you just, is it one-on-one? Do you do it in groups, combination of both?
So it's kind of a combination of both, depends on what the area we're going to, because we do this all over the country. So it depends on the area, what they're looking for. Mostly we do groups and we'll do clinics where we'll have 8 to 16 people, and we bounce back and forth from court to court. Sometimes we'll do what we call 3-and-me's, or play with a pro, where I'll play or Susannah will play, and they'll have 3 other amateurs, and we'll play points with them. And a lot of times they'll have us come in and do some private lessons where you want a one-on-one lesson. So it all kind of depends on the area, what the people are looking for, what they want. But we've been doing this for so long. It's a lot of it's rinse and repeat. But when we come back to places multiple times, so you got to keep changing it up. So we're doing a clinic from 1 to 3 today, and then from 5 to 7 in the evening for, the working class people that have to work and can't get off in the middle of the day.
People that aren't retired.
Yeah, exactly.
Not mentioning any names.
Not mentioning any names in the studio. But yeah, so we're doing that. And the evening one is a tournament prep clinic where a lot of the players are coming with their partner. And so we'll get them into, what it takes to play in a tournament, kind of that mindset aspect of it as well.
Talk about the tournament mindset a little bit, and when you folks are entering tournaments and things of that nature, because obviously this is a fun sport. It's just like golf. I mean, it's a fun sport, but it's also ultra competitive. You said that earlier about how you laugh and joke until it's tournament time, and then it's serious biz, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Nitro tournament, the Metro tournament, has a great prize pool. It's $20,000 this year. I mean, that's quite a bit of money. Mm-hmm. So we're all, that's
why you get people coming from all these different states. How many states you say, John?
15 different states.
15 different states are coming in for this, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we have our eyes on the prize. But, we definitely prep ahead of time. I mean, the pros that are coming in have been scouring the list to see which players are coming. So we have our own notes. We're studying their games, having some game plans about what we're going to be doing against our competitors, how we want to play. It was nice that we got out yesterday, got here a little early, and were able to hit because, in fact, the conditions are different everywhere you go. The way the ball bounces is different depending on where you go. The humidity affects the game as well. So kind of having a little bit of time to make some of those adjustments that we need to make to our game. I mean, we take it seriously. It is for the pros. It is for most of them, it's their career. And so they want to come out and play their absolute best. But on top of that, all the amateurs are out there. It's their chance to shine as well. And so, just for them, they're going to be having those mental talks with their partners. How do we, communicate with each other? How are we successful on the court? How do we support each other? And so all of that goes into play just like any sport.
Also, I do want to throw this out there. Per friend of the show, Joe Stevens from the city of Nitro, there is a ribbon cutting at the city's new indoor pickleball complex as part of the Nitro Athletic Complex. That's set for tomorrow at 11:30 at the Athletic Complex, 1650 Park Avenue in Nitro. So I told Joe I would definitely get that on there.
And the tournament will start right after that at noon with the singles division. So
before we let you go, what's your all's impressions of West Virginia?
Oh my gosh. Like last year, we didn't know what to expect coming here. As soon as we landed, we were talking on the way here. When you land at the airport in Charleston, you look like you're coming in and going to land on top of the trees. And last year when we were coming in, we're like, is there a runway or are we just going to land on top of the trees? And then all of a sudden the runway comes out of nowhere. And so this year we anticipated it. We were watching it. But last year and then coming in this year, as soon as we get here, it's almost like a breath of fresh air. Everyone here from John and Matt and everyone who runs the tournament and how they host us and how they've kind of reached out to us and taken care of us is above and beyond what we can expect. And it was, last year we came here and we're like, okay, we're going to go this year and we'll see. Before we left, we went to lunch when you guys dropped us off at the airport last year. And we looked and we're like, just tell us what the date is next year. We'll be here. It's just so nice. It's refreshing in pickleball to have an event that does have a good prize pool, but is also gets that old school pickleball feeling where it's a community.
Yeah, and we're kind of welcoming sorts here in West Virginia. We like to have company, as my grandma would say. And hopefully, while you're here, you'll get to visit Tudor's, and you'll get to get you some get you a pepperoni roll while you're here as well. Mm-hmm. Make sure because I know you guys train, but there's got to be room for a Mary B every now and then.
We got to have those cheat days.
Yeah, exactly. John, go ahead.
I just want to thank them for coming. They've been great. They're great people. They're great pickleball players, but beyond that, they're great people. I want to thank the city of Nitro. I want to thank the Metro 911 employees who save lives every day. All of our sponsors, and especially Ohio Valley Bank and 304 at Valley Point are big sponsors, but we want to thank them all. We appreciate it.
Yeah, without sponsors, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
And again, this is a great event for Metro 911 as well. We don't want to leave that part out, John.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, our employees are great employees.
All right, give us the timeline again.
Well, it starts. The opening tomorrow is with the city.
With the ribbon cutting, yeah.
Is 11:30. Tournament starts at noon. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have tournament doubles, 8 to 4 Saturday and Sunday, maybe even into 6 or 7 o'clock. So come out and play, like I say, or come out and watch. It's free. It's a wonderful time. It's the most social event you'll ever see, to be honest with you.
All right, guys. Welcome back to West Virginia. And John, always a pleasure to have you, and keep doing great things out there, man. We love it.
Good to see you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Have you been injured in a trucking incident?
Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Opening day has arrived, and baseball is back for another season. And while you may not be joining the boys of summer on the field this year, that doesn't mean you can't still hit a home run.
It's way back. It's a home run.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is stacked with inventory this spring to help you find the perfect vehicle to get to the game or even just to the grocery store. But you know you're going to get the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals. And don't forget, Walker is still buying cars too. And that's right, all makes and models are welcome at Walker, and they'll give you top dollar for yours, even if you plan to buy somewhere else. So knock one out of the park this spring and get into that new vehicle that you've been dreaming of.
A grand slam! Holy cow!
Just take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends, one deal at a time.
Serving Kanawha and Putnam counties for over 60 years, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood every day. With the summer heat ahead, now is the time to schedule your home HVAC system cool check. If you need a new system and received a quote from another company, give Mullen a chance to take a free second look. Right now, Mullen is offering 0% financing on select new Rheem home cooling systems. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. To schedule your appointment, visit online at mullenplumbing.com or call 304-744-3221.
The latest in news, talk, and sports on 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Visit jarrett-construction.com for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Welcome back to the show. 11 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine, tackling pressing health issues of all types. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetroNews.com, to the podcast menu. Start your journey towards better health today. Got a texting battle going on between two texters here, and I'm the guy in the middle. It says, no, I'm not a Christian, just a guy that earned and paid for me and mine. Just wish everyone else would. Text said, remind them they need to get a Spring Hill pastry hot dog while they're in town as well. Johnny saw that and he said, yep, I think they're heading straight there if they leave here. Got a text for the commissioner. We'll hold off on that here in just a couple of moments. County Commissioner Ben Salango. So you're a pickleball player.
You know what? I bought a paddle and I have a pickleball shirt, and somebody bought me pickleball socks, but I have not officially played pickleball yet.
So you're that guy that on the golf course goes out and gets the best clubs and gets the best shoes and everything, but just hangs out in the clubhouse.
Listen, I hit my drive like 75 yards on the ground, and it's always the club's fault. It's never my fault.
Well, TJ Meadows is coming up and talking. He's their resident golfer up here, so we'll bring Meadows. Meadows has been trying to get me to go out and play golf with him.
We could do that. Let's all go.
And our boss here, the new boss here, Jared, is also a very avid golfer, and we got plenty of golf. Sean Meyer.
If you're in the fairway when I'm playing, you're safe. If you're in the woods, you're in trouble.
Because
I will hit you in the woods.
And then you have to consult an attorney and those are hard to find. All right, so I want to talk about the judicial annex.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that in a while, so what you got for us?
You know what? You remember, gosh, we've talked about this a few times. It kind of turned into the saga of the judicial annex at this point, but it was one of those projects that was very concerning for the county commission because we didn't really know exactly where the bids were going to come in. You know, we were dealing with a lot of what I've been calling the post-COVID construction money that was just flowing in everywhere. So a lot of the contractors were able to come in and just kind of name their own price. Well, unfortunately, when the bids came in initially back in October 2024, we were $2.8 million over budget. And we tried to work it out with the contractor, simply couldn't. And so we made the tough decision to basically break the project up and rebid it. And we actually reduced the price by $5.5 million. So we saved $5.5 million taxpayer money by breaking the project up and rebidding it. So we're officially $2.8 million under budget now by doing that.
Which is not something you hear very often in the world of government, Ben.
Well, when the bids came in yesterday and we had 5, so we broke it up into floors. So the 5th floor came in around $2 million, and then we broke out the first floor remodel, which is much more complex. That Prey Construction, who's actually is also doing the Shawnee Sports Complex project right now, doing a great job, that came in at $8,146,953, which they were the lowest bidders. And so we had 5 bidders yesterday for the first floor remodel, and it ranged from around $8 million to $12 million, and Prey was the lowest bidder. And so if you add that to the 5th floor, that comes in around a little over $10 million, and it was 16. So we saved $5.5 million by redoing that. It was a gamble, but it paid off.
9:53 of the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Bridge Valley, offering custom-tailored training to supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu. So take us back through the process. Why do we need a judicial annex to begin with?
Well, we needed a remodel of the current annex because the legislature added additional magistrates and judges, and we also wanted to upgrade security. So the 5th floor, which is where the additional circuit judge is going to go, was not a very complicated remodel. We just went in and basically, and I'm not saying it was just paint and some flooring because it was more complex than that, but it was we didn't have to build onto anything. But the first floor, when you're adding 3 additional magistrates and staff and courtrooms, and that was a bit more complex. And so that's where the trouble has been as far as the financial issues. Because when the bid first came back, it was nearly $16 million because they lumped everything in together. We didn't get a breakdown of the bids. We didn't have that many people bidding on the projects because there was so much, again, post-COVID money was out there and the construction companies could just pick their projects. And now that's kind of drying up and things are a lot more competitive. And so that was what we hoped we would see. That's kind of what we had seen, kind of the trend over the last 6 to 8 months. And so when I met with Commissioner Wheeler, and I think at that time Commissioner Slotnick, who was sitting in temporarily, we made the tough decision to rebid it. Now, it could have come back more, and that was a gamble we were going to have to take. And if that happened, we were going to have to come up with Plan C, and which was not going to be a very good option, potentially splitting up the annex into 2 different parts of town. But Plan B worked out, and we're happy to report that we saved $5.5 million of taxpayer money.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Snap Fitness, with a wide array of professional wellness services, including customized personal training, licensed recovery experts, and more. Locations in Charleston, Hurricane, Winfield, Barbersville, and Milton. Visit snapfitness.com for details. We had a text here, totally unrelated to this. I'm going to read this to you. It said, I asked this yesterday, but think it should be posed to a county commissioner. A lot of these activities, and we were talking about, the different activities going on in the Charleston area. The activities are nice, but a lot of us like other things like amusement parks and beach boardwalk parties, old Myrtle Beach style. Why not bring back the Kanawha County Fair, possibly hold it at the Shawnee Sports Complex or some of the empty lots at Southridge, kind of a beach boardwalk block party on the Boulevard or Capitol Street during Regatta, with things like shag or twist contests, boardwalk game shacks, oldies music, etc. By the way, I'm a Gen Xer, but the stuff was so much fun.
You know what? First of all, we'd looked at bringing back the county fair and doing it at Shawnee. But I do remember those old Myrtle Beach parties. This was, 15 plus years ago. Mm-hmm. But I think it was a charitable organization that did it, but I don't remember which one. And they were a lot of fun. They had bands and, the live music and a lot of different things going on. I mean, I like the idea. It's something that I know that Commissioner Wheeler has looked at as well. So, yeah, it's not outside the realm of possibility. I think it's probably would be a good idea. Now, to hold it at the same time as regatta would be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. We're already bursting at the seams here.
Yeah. We would probably need to do it on a weekend when nothing else is scheduled.
Let's talk about some things going on out at Shawnee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got an email this morning about I think there's a ribbon cutting, grand opening, something going on. What do you got out there?
Yeah, so today is it today? Yeah, it's today. We're cutting the ribbon at Shawnee on the new playground. And that's something that's been in the works for a long time. And, those are incredibly expensive. And we appreciate Rodney Loftus. He donated his time, went out there and tore down the old playground. And the county commission, and I forget exactly how much the project cost, but it's going to be nice. And so it's in the front part of the park. And I know we've had a pretty significant effort over the years trying to upgrade all of our playgrounds. I mean, some of them were simply not safe. You couldn't play on them. And so we're doing that at the Shawnee Sports Complex. That's going to happen today. So if you want to come out and check it out, bring the kids, I think that's at 2 p.m. So we'll be able to unveil that today. Then in August, we're cutting the ribbon on the new Shawnee Sports Complex Entrance Center, which is about a $5 million project. Thanks to our U.S. senators, former Senator Manchin, Senator Capito, and also current senator, former governor Jim Justice, who helped us get $1 million, but they helped to the tune of about $3 million. And so we wouldn't have been able to build that new building without their help, and we're very appreciative.
Text says it was the Big Brothers Big Sisters Myrtle Beach Bash.
That's exactly right. That's right. That's been a long time ago, but it was a blast.
And I do know, I'll give a shout out to the CAMC Foundation folks. I know that they have a luau type event usually every year at the Clay Center or something like that. So Robbie Queen and his folks always do a great job with that. Before we let you go, any updates on the Capitol Sports Center you can give us today?
Not right now. We're waiting. I know we've each put in some earmark requests, the city and the county. Hopefully that will go through. I think if that's in there and Congress passes a budget, then we're back on track. That's a big project for the city, for the county, for the entire state. And we've got the right people in place. Hopefully we'll be able to make it happen. And if not, then we'll have to try to scale it back some. But, it's just one of those things where, it was an unusual turn of events. Typically when you get an earmark award, it goes through. This is one of the rare instances where it didn't, and not just ours. It was all over the country. So it's not like, they focused on us, but, we're hopeful it will happen.
All right. We got to leave it there. Ben, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot. Do want to remind you that the state softball tournament continuing out at Little Creek Park. Audio available at WVMetroNews.com. We got Wilson Meadows coming up with Talk Line at 10:06. Coming up on this show tomorrow, another loaded up show. We'll talk with Angie Gillenwater from the Humane Association on the show. Logan Scott from V100 is on the show tomorrow. Talk about a big car show going on in Winfield and more. That's on tomorrow's show. We'll see you then. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.